Welcome back after a period of being dry. looking at your fake Rolex watches. We are back. This is Area 11. I'm Kyle Keka, and to my side is
Matt Baitler. What's up?
nice.
You
I like that natural vocal editing.
know what I'm saying? It's I don't like to toot my own horn, but I have been blessed with the talent. No, I'm playing.
Okay. I'm not gonna let this man start. But this is the fourth episode of Area 11. We got a good episode for you guys today. We're gonna be talking about COVID and how it is relating to college football and other sports right now as we enter a another pretty dangerous part of the pandemic. Hope you guys are being safe and that your loved ones are safe during this time. Um, Actually, as a side note, though, just today, um, there was news about a coronavirus vaccine that is 90% effective in early trials. That's a pretty good glimmer of hope. Just as a side note, it was uh, it
I
was
would
developed
hate
by
to.
Pfizer. I think it's pronounced.
Oh, okay.
What?
I would hate
Yeah.
to. I would hate to be the first few to get it, because imagine if what I'm saying it's trash and we all turn into zombies.
Anyway, we're not condoning any of that. Let's move past that. We are not condoning vaccines being fake. They are medications, but we'll brush that aside. Um, we're gonna be we're gonna be talking about we're gonna be doing another bracket today. We're gonna be doing a bracket for an artist that me and Matt or that Matt and I love, Logic.
We're surprised that
Um,
we haven't done it already.
that's true.
It's when Kyle brought it up when we were planning this, it really slipped our minds, and we apologize, Bobby. So yeah,
I think Logic is probably the artist that I think has um, probably bound Matt and I together the most because we've been to a couple Logic concerts.
yeah,
Um, and if you were to ask us who our top three rappers are, I feel like Logic is the only rapper that would be in both of our top
I
threes.
agree. I agree.
So Logic is a binding force in our friendship. So it's gonna be a pretty contentious bracket, but we'll see how it goes. And
Yes,
then
sir.
our last segment of the day is going to be reviewing the deluxe album version of Kid LAROI's F Love. We cannot say the full swear word on this podcast, but yeah, beep love. The deluxe version he released a couple days ago to build on the album that he released back in late July of this year.
Hey,
Shout
it's
out
been
Kid
like two or
LAROI.
three
He's doing good
months.
things. What?
I said it's been like 2 or 3 months. It seemed like
That's
it
true.
like recently came out, the
Yeah.
original.
Yeah, no, he's been doing some good things. And he's only 17. He's 5 years
Crazy,
younger than us. That's
crazy.
crazy. And he's crazy talented. So we'll get to that. But to start out, we're gonna be talking about the coronavirus pandemic and how it is affecting some sports right now, most notably college football. So Matt, did you want to start talking about something that you've been hearing about Alabama and LSU?
Yeah, so earlier today we found out news that this is a big game between LSU and Alabama. Personally, I'm not a fan of either teams, but obviously if you are, then I guess what I'm saying, the severity of this game. And we found out that this game in specific is in jeopardy. As far as details, I'm assuming that uh, they're worried about players and coaching staff on the team, on each team, that may have the virus, and because this is a big game, and on top of that, also, both of these teams are in the SEC, and as we know that the SEC was the first major uh, conference to start football this year. And I don't know what specifically week that they're in. But the games that I have been seeing these past couple of weeks is that I've been seeing fans in the stands. So I guess that's why this game is in jeopardy, because not only as far as players and coaching staff and trainers and all that. There's got to think of that. This since this is a big game, fans are going to show out, show up, and yeah, it's scary to see. But I mean, Saturday we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously, I think I'm pretty sure that before Saturday they'll come back with some more specific news. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. What do you think about it?
I I think it's scary. It's also not surprising.
True.
I mean, these are two teams that are so well known across the college football universe. I mean, two of the biggest powerhouse, um, college football programs that we have
Yeah.
in in the entire country. And I can't even begin to imagine the kind of backlash that would be received from fans of not only these teams but of college football if the game were to be canceled.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, based on what I'm understanding right now, I feel like it's a high probability that it will be canceled. I'm not an expert, so I don't know for sure, but based on what I've been hearing about LSU and kind of what Matt was saying before, I wouldn't be surprised if it was purely in jeopardy. Um, and these are two teams that it's easily one of the biggest, most important matchups of the entire year. So it would be a shame if it was canceled from a from a fan's perspective, but from a public health perspective, you got to take every precaution that you can.
Right.
I think one of the big shock waves that went through the college football community was when Trevor Lawrence got COVID.
Yeah.
And as we saw last Saturday, that certainly did impact Clemson's football team and college football in general. So I'm wishing both teams nothing but the best, but it's also not surprising. It's just because there's people that still don't really take COVID very seriously, which kind of
Right.
boggles my mind. But that's my official opinion on it. And speaking of that, uh, this last Saturday, like kind of how I was mentioning about Clemson. Clemson played Notre Dame. Notre Dame beat them. I believe it was in overtime.
Double
It looked
overtime.
like yeah, in double overtime. It looked like it was a fantastic game. Um, and at the end of the game, because it was played at Notre Dame's home field, there were fans that stormed the field, and there were a lot of people on the field after the game. I can't even begin to imagine the kind of super spreader event that was, considering it looked like a lot of those people weren't wearing masks. What's your take on that?
I think I agree with you. I think it's crazy. I know. I think I saw something earlier today where um the president of the school has had, it looked like he took responsibility of what happened. But the fact that, it's after the fact, I think that it was um not a smart move. I understand that, you guys just took down the number one ranked, football team in America, but I, it just shows I guess the lack of communication within the stadium. The fact that, I'm saying, like, obviously, there's some schools that aren't even allowing fans to come in the stadium and watch the game. So the fact that, that these fans are in the stadium, at least have the respect and the courtesy not to do an extra antic in which they did. You know what I'm saying? Um, and like you said, it's scary because when I watched the video, they obviously show the students, storming the field, but then they showed a shot of Dabble's, getting escorted out by the police and all that. And I, he had his mask on, but he had this look of kind of fear seeing all these kids run out. And I don't blame him. I would too, because one, these are college kids. And not only that, you just don't know where they've been. So now that, what I'm saying, that they're on the field and exposed, not only, within their group, but to both parties, Clemson players and staff, as well as Notre Dame's players and staff. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was just a total haywire event. Like I said, I get it that they're excited, they're happy they just took down Clemson, but it's still you can't do stuff like that in this state that we're in. So
I agree. I think it's a failure on both sides of not only the school but the fans.
yeah,
I've been kind of wrestling with this idea for a while about, are colleges more to blame for the spread of COVID, or is it the students? And I kind of came to the conclusion that it's both.
Yeah,
I'm not sure really what percentage of blame each side gets, but I mean, just think about it like this: the school sets the tone for the students to be able to attend these games. So in the back of these students' minds, they're subliminally thinking that it's okay to be at a public event like this. And I feel like because Notre Dame uh, set the precedent, or not exactly the precedent, but they set the tone for
yeah,
all these kids to be able to come to this game, knowing that they're playing a very highly ranked and very elite football team that where anything could happen, especially with their star quarterback out. They know that there's always a chance that, college football fans are kind of crazy. There's
yeah,
always a chance that something like that would happen, and it did.
right.
Um, However, at the same time, when you're in college, you're over 18 years old, you're a fully functioning, almost fully formed adult. Yeah, you can make your own decisions. It's got to be on you as well, because if you're going to put yourself and other people at risk in your circle, that's that's also your fault.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't even begin to imagine what kind of thing this can make, especially with Thanksgiving, right around the corner. It's not very far away, and it's not just Notre Dame either. I'm not trying to like crap on Notre Dame specifically. I'm saying this as like a general thing across all colleges in the country. Um, you still see people being reckless, whether it's at football games, whether it's at bars,
yeah,
whether it's in other big social gatherings. Kids are going to be coming home soon to their families, and then that could potentially be spreading COVID in their communities.
I agree.
So I think that events like this just make your head spin, and uh, it's just a signal that we're not nearly ready to get rid of this virus. I
Yeah,
think even with the vaccine, I feel like this is going to stay with us for a while, and I think it's because of not only our leadership at various levels of the country, but also because people just somehow don't take the virus seriously, and it's a deadly proposition. So it's just another event that is tragic.
as you was talking, it kind of popped into my mind. If you guys don't, I guess, keep up with college football or know, which each team conference they belong to, Notre Dame is independent. And as Kyle was talking, I was kind of thinking that because they kind of don't report to an actual conference like the Pac-12 or the SEC or the Big Ten, that they don't have. I guess, I mean, I'm pretty sure they do have rules, but not as greater rules than these legit conferences have.
That's a good point.
And I'm thinking, and I was just looking at the video again, and bro, there was a lot of students, bro, that stormed. It wasn't like like 5 to 10 kids at max 25, bro. It was beyond that, and it kind of alarms me that the fact that before their season started, you know. They had to think of, okay, well, are we going to allow people in the stadium? How many is there going to do? Are they going to be practicing social distancing? All that jazz, right? And to see the amount of kids storming the field and just even packed together on in the stadium is kind of alarming. Um, because like I said, like I know they're independent, but was there not any talk or a sit down conversation regarding of the do's and don'ts that they can do when the season starts? So kind of, just seeing everything, how everything unfolds, and especially with them, like I said, because they are independent. And then I guess I don't know how in specific how independent they work, but obviously it failed, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe Notre Dame a couple of weeks back got their game canceled due to COVID.
Mm.
So it's crazy to see that um this happens within the football team, and now fans do what they did this past Saturday. And the question now is, are we going to see them somebody catch it or another game going to be canceled. So I don't know. I think there's multiple parties that need to step up to the plate and take affirmative action, because it's one thing to have a game canceled, but to have the fans do this is crazy.
Yeah, it just shows a complete lack of communication on both ends. And I think you know I think that the teams in the National Football League have done a lot better.
Yeah,
I mean, these are teams that these stadiums look practically empty.
yeah,
Um, and that's the NFL. That's the highest level of football that you can possibly get. I feel like that should definitely be some sort of tone setter for other college teams, but apparently they're not getting the message, or especially teams like Notre Dame. So
yeah.
I feel like it's again it's a lot of these things that are potentially super spreader events are completely avoidable.
True.
Whether it's um, you know fans storming after football games, or whether it's people gathering after the election, every single one of these things might be a super spreader. So we just advise people to just be careful during this time, and uh, always remember to follow local health officials rules and guidelines and regulations, and always wash your hands and wear a mask outside, because it's the right thing to do. And people that tell us otherwise, you know check the science.
This isn't
So
a paper motion, but if the CDC is watching this, we will take some money to
yeah, CDC, just start. Just please start doing that.
you know.
That's funny. All right, well, that is our segment today on college football. Or actually, hold on, one more thing before we move on. Um, I'm not sure if you guys have heard about the whole Los Angeles Dodgers thing as well. Right after they won the World Series, Justin Turner, their star third baseman, came back out on the field after being pulled in the eighth inning to get checked for COVID, and he ended up testing positive for coronavirus. Came back on the field and mainly without a mask, and took pictures with the team. And now there are 9 members of the Dodgers organization. I don't think it's just players
Yeah,
that
yeah.
have contracted coronavirus. So just to give you guys an idea of how scary and how fast moving this virus can be, even outside, not just inside, outside. Um, so just another
Nuts,
kind of nugget for you guys to chew on.
nuts, bro. Um,
Hey,
so as you guys know, I'm a Michigan fan, right? Um, and since we kind of just finished talking about, college football, I wanted to not rant for a long time, but just show my I don't know the word to use, my passion for the team, you know.
your frustration.
That too. Um, as of now, we're 1-2. This is probably the worst start in the Jim Harbaugh era. 1-2, which makes us fourth in the Big Ten East.
I'm just gonna sit back and listen to this for a minute or two.
Get some popcorn, bro.
Go ahead.
If you guys don't know what the Big Ten is, basically the Big Ten is the conference that Michigan is in. Just to name some others. Now you may think Big Ten, you're about to list 10 teams. I wish. In reality, it's probably like 13. I know it's Michigan, Michigan State, Indiana, Illinois, Northwestern, Penn State, Minnesota, um,
Is Rutgers in
Rutgers,
there? Yeah.
Maryland. Am I missing some?
Yeah, you might be. That's a lot of teams already.
Ohio State.
Oh,
Uh, I think I hit them all though. But specifically, just like how like in the NBA, how you have the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference, the Big Ten is also split. So like Michigan, for instance, is in the Big Ten East, and that is Ohio State, Indiana, Maryland, Michigan, Rutgers, Michigan State, and Penn State. We're fourth in the Big Ten East. Like I said, this is the worst start we ever had in the Jim Harbaugh era, right? So now there's speculation about talking about, oh, he needs to go out there. Look, I liked him when he came. He's a Michigan man. He did what he had to do, but as of now, um, this team, like, I don't know if it's. I won't say it's the players. It's not the players. Their majority of this team, both offense and defense, is either freshmen, sophomores, or juniors. So they're still young. They're still learning. Our starting quarterback is a red shirt sophomore. This is his first year as a starter, and the reason why I'm not pointing fingers at him so much is because he's getting reps. He's getting used to the system. He's getting used to live games. Um, Obviously in due time he's going to get better. The defense, again, they're young guys, but obviously, they're being told what to do. And these past two games, our DBs have been getting beat left and right. And I don't know if do I blame Don Brown or do I blame the individual players? Now, if this, at this rate, if we keep on losing games, because I know for a fact we're not beating Ohio State. I'm being a realistic fan. That's what all of my teams are like. I don't try to trick my mind out thinking, oh, this is the year. At one point I was like that, but I had to boss up and be realistic with myself and saying, look, no, we're not. And it's kind of sick because after our first game of the season, which we played Minnesota, was a beautiful, beautiful game. All was looking good, defense was looking good. And so I'm thinking, okay, maybe you know what I'm saying. They might not beat Ohio State, but they won't get beaten as bad as last year, right? So my confidence level went from up here to down here.
I like the rant. I bet every Michigan State fan everywhere is kind of getting joy over this.
Michigan State, y'all still suck. Because y'all had a win. I don't know if they won last week, but I wouldn't get too excited. But I will say y'all did outplay us when what was it, week 2? Yeah, week 2, y'all really did outplay us. So next game is against Wisconsin at 6:30. It's a night game, crap. But like I was telling Kyle, Wisconsin last week, the game was postponed. Why? Because it was 27 players, 28 players that
It was 27 players and staff got COVID. Goes back to coronavirus again.
like this thing is no joke, and I don't think people are seeing the severity of it. Like, if this is legit, because again, like from a sports perspective, these teams aren't playing, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, if this is legit, so our game against them on Saturday is now up in the air because we don't know if these players still have it or if they're clear or not. So, and I guess to no, what's up?
No, go.
I guess to kind of lighten up the mood, Michigan basketball. I know the season hasn't started yet, but we kind of started this podcast on basketball. So like I guess our near future plans is kind of I want to try to take a dive into college basketball as well. But this morning I found out some great news. Great news. We added another 5-star recruit to the team. I don't know if I'm butchering his name, but it's Musa Diabate. Right. I know he's been balling at IMG Academy. He's a power forward. We need a big man. So I'm guessing, when he comes to Michigan, he'll probably play that power forward center position. Don't know too much about him. I saw his like a put together, mixtape. He looked pretty solid. Before he came to the picture, I know that we already had one 5-star, and that put us at the number one class for recruiting in basketball. So the future is looking bright for Michigan basketball. Shout out to Jawan Howard. Hopefully they can do something this year. I know the season didn't start yet, but as far as the future, it's looking real promising. So I had to get off my chest. That class, that 20 class of 2021 class, like I said, 3 4 stars, 2 5 stars. And then all I gotta do is sit back and wait and go blue.
You guys won't make it out of the Sweet 16, which is a good transition into our Sweet 16
Here
bracket.
we go. Here we go.
Did you like that transition? That was a great transition into our Sweet 16 logic brackets. Also, I love Michigan rant. Hopefully every Michigan fan out there is gonna feel empathetic with your Michigan football / basketball rant. But so as we mentioned earlier in the episode, Matt and I are huge Logic fans. We've been huge Logic fans really ever since high school, I would say. We've been to a couple shows. We saw them in Detroit in summer of 2018, and we saw him in Rosemont in November of 2019. And both shows were excellent. I believe that the Rosemont show we saw him in was his last show, right?
Yeah.
Before he left to go be a dad.
Yeah, because I not only was his last show of that tour, but he said he's taking a break from touring. When we was at that show, so it was good to be a part of that crowd. The crowd was live. Mm-hmm. What's crazy is kind of get on the side rant. Remember when we were in line and we were talking to some dude, like it was some people behind us, and we were in line to buy merch basically, and we were literally probably 2 stops away from going to the desk to buy the merch. Mm-hmm. And slowly but surely, these 2 dudes come out of nowhere and just hop right in front of us. Oh, so I'm like, am I tripping? I'm like, were they here this whole time? And I asked Kyle, I was like, bro, like, and the way I said it was not loud, but loud enough so they can hear to be like, oh, my bad. Like, but they didn't budge. So just for double confirmation, the dudes that we were talking to behind us, cool dudes. If you all were watching this, I don't know your names, but shout out. He was like, bro, he was like, yeah, it's not even worth it. He was like, we all here trying to have a good time, whatever. Peace, love, and positivity. And but anyways, yeah, bro, I had to get that little rant about because bro, that was like, bro, wait in the line. We all had to.
It was great.
The show didn't even start yet.
At least it wasn't the bathroom. That would have been hell.
True.
All right. So, which bracket wants to go first? Mine or yours?
You can go, bro.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I am ready to show you my bracket. Get pumped. Ready? 3, 2, 1. All right. So, for those of you that are listening to the audio version, you can follow along, and for those of you that have the visual, you can already see who what my picks are right now. But I'll just go by each matchup right now. So obviously, Matt and I cannot pick every Logic song. There are Logic songs that we did leave out, and we know that for sure. There were a couple classics that were definitely left off some of his earlier projects, along with some of his later work as well. But we just chose 16, kind of off the top of our heads that we all love, or that we both love, and hopefully you guys enjoy. So, but the first matchup that we have up here is Man of the Year taking on Under Pressure. Both are great songs. I got Under Pressure though, just because Under Pressure was actually the first Logic song I ever listened to. And it's a great song. It gets your blood pumping. It's definitely a song you can go to war in. I love it. Second matchup is All Right taking on GP4. So All Right off of Logic's first project taking on GP4, his newest project. I chose All Right just because kind of, again, it's one of the first songs that I ever heard of Logic, and it also has Big Sean in it. Shout out Big Sean, who we did I believe we did a bracket of already, right?
No, we just did
the album review.
The album review, yeah.
Album review, yeah. I love that song. I love that. All Right. 3, we got Ballin' taking on Wizard of Oz. So I didn't really know what Wizard of Oz was before Matt and I saw it in concert in 2018. I kind of glossed over it, but this song was one of Logic's best live songs that he ever did. That when Matt and I went to his concert. So I got Wizard of Oz. We got Wu-Tang Forever with the actual Wu-Tang group on the song, taking on What's Up featuring Big Sean. Both are incredibly great songs, both very different songs, but I chose What's Up just because, got the Big Sean feature on it. It's a very smooth song. It's a song that is definitely versatile in the sense that you can either kind of just chill and vibe to it or kind of work out to it. So I got What's Up. Moving on to the right, we got 5 a.m. taking on Inkblot. Inkblot was my favorite song off the project Every Day, or Everybody, sorry. Everybody was probably one of my least favorite Logic kind of projects, probably my least favorite one, but it was still really good in my opinion. And Inkblot's also got Juicy J on it, so I can't exactly go against a Juicy J song. Soul Food taking on 44 Bars. So we got an album song taking on a mixtape song. I would probably go with Soul Food just because the song is it really delves into Logic's upbringing. Like that's the song that I think is the most comprehensive in terms of him talking about his very challenging upbringing in the Maryland Project. So definitely got to go with Soul Food on that one. Bounce taking on Open Mic / Aquarius 2. Open Mic / Aquarius 2 is arguably Logic's most creative song in my opinion. For those of you who have not listened to it, it's basically he's kind of rapping, but he's kind of rapping in the setting of kind of a like a speakeasy kind of club.
Yeah.
Where he's kind of like a featured guest at a Monday night kind of speakeasy bar. Love that song, so it's got the advantage over Bounce. And then Intermission versus Lord Willin was probably my most challenging pick. Both are fantastic songs off of the Incredible True Story, which is my favorite Logic project. I went with Lord Willin by a hair just because it's a song that I can visualize listening to like at the beach or just at a kickback somewhere. So Lord Willin is definitely the choice there. We're on to the Elite Eight, which is where Michigan will not be this year.
Bro, we make it every year. Relax, bro.
Under Pressure taking on All Right. This was probably my hardest choice of the Elite Eight, but I had to go with All Right. Just because, again, it's got Big Sean on it, and whenever Big Sean and Logic collaborate, it is gold. So got to go with All Right on that one. I got Wizard of Oz taking on What's Up. Wizard of Oz probably over What's Up though, just because for this matchup it was super close. But for me, I was kind of in the mindset of if I was on a desert island and if I could only listen to one of these songs again, what would it be? And it'd be Wizard of Oz. Inkblot taking on Soul Food. I got Soul Food. Again, Logic's story just kind of takes over Inkblot at that one or at that point. And then Open Mic versus Lord Willin. I got to go with Open Mic. And then the Elite Four. I got All Right over Wizard of Oz. And then I got Soul Food over Open Mic. So my championship round, I was kind of surprised that it was a battle of Under Pressure songs. I kind of thought that it'd be a little bit different, but it was not. These are probably my top 2 or 3 Logic songs, in my opinion. And I was agonizing over this decision, but I went with All Right. And I went with All Right because I feel like I've listened to All Right more than Soul Food. And even though that Soul Food paints an incredible story, I think All Right is a song that I think is more versatile in the sense you can listen to it in more scenarios. Yeah. So All Right featuring Big Sean is my pick in this single elimination bracket for my favorite Logic song of all time.
Yeah, so, I'm surprised. I'm surprised with the championship.
Okay.
A little. But the winner, I can't be mad at because those are 2 great songs. So
and
they deserve to be the championship.
And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure All Right might be the Logic song that we've listened to together the most.
Yeah,
probably. I'd probably say. All right. Yeah. So all right, you share. What's your bracket looking like?
All right, guys. So look, I got some good news and I got some bad news.
Oh no.
The bad news is this bracket ain't done. The good news is you guys can see it live. Let's get started, shall we?
It's gonna be surprising. Wow.
I shocked myself with this one. So, like Kyle did, we're gonna break it down. Um, in this region, we have Man of the Year, Under Pressure, bro. And let me just give you this kind of everyone that you see on this was a hard, bro. From hard, it was hard from round one. Um, I had to go Under Pressure, with this one just because I felt like it was he was telling a story, but it was while still giving you bars within the story. And I just like the pacing of it.
Yeah.
Man of the Year was a great song too. Shout out to Young Sinatra mixtape. Probably one of my favorites off that mixtape, but with overall just like I guess what's the wrong one? Just detail and quality, I gotta go with Under Pressure. All right in GP4, like Kyle said. All right. Um,
Let me get my mind
all
right.
right, you feel me? Ballin' and Wizard of Oz. This is what we tell, you know what I'm saying? Ballin', I feel like that was probably the first Logic song, like back in the day, to blow up within the gamer community because I know that FaZe clan or one of the clans they used to use Logic songs like as like their background music. So Ballin was like the first one that kind of like blew up back in the day. So Ballin's for this one. Wu Tang Forever or What's Up. Both two great songs, but What's Up just because um I felt like Logic and Big Sean was having fun on this track, but it still like slapped and they went hard.
True.
And the wordplay was nuts between the two. So I got What's Up. In this region, 5 a.m. in Ink Blot. Ink Blot, like I said, I think everybody was my least favorite Logic project. Um, and when Kyle brought up the song Ink Block from that project, that's probably my favorite. Not probably, that is my favorite song off that album.
Shout out Juicy.
You feel me?
100%.
uh but I
He's
don't
from
know.
Tennessee, right?
You said what?
I said he is from Tennessee, right? I
Yeah,
thought he
North
was.
North Memphis.
No. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. But yeah, 5 a.m. If I'm not mistaken, I think the last concert, the one back in November that me and Kyle went to, coming to the end of the show, like I think he performed either 5 a.m. No. Yeah, he performed 5 a.m. And it's these concerts nowadays, like from the one last year to the one we went to back in 2018, he really didn't perform like um mixtape songs. So to him to perform 5 a.m. was fantastic.
True.
So I got 5 a.m. coming out of this one. Soul Food and 44 Bars. Both told great stories, but I think Soul Food told more of a story, um, you know, in greater detail about his childhood and growing up, and it being on Under Pressure made that album fantastic. So Soul Food for this one. Bouncing the open mic Aquarius, bro, it was hard because I like the
I'm shocked
overall.
at this one.
Yeah, I love the vibe that open mic slash Aquarius gave, but Bounce just brought back that nostalgia feeling.
Yeah,
Um,
that's that
because it was a
nostalgia.
part of it was I think it
You.
was a part of just like one of his greatest albums. So it's like that going up against this one was like I had to choose Bounce because I don't know that album can't do wrong in my eyes. And then Intermission and Lord Willing easily. I think Lord Will is my favorite song off of The Incredible True Story. So
It's a great song. It's a
it's
great
fire,
song for sure.
fire. Beat was fire too.
Hmm.
So my Elite Eight. No, am I tweaking? Four, final four. Um, 5 a.m. over Soul Food. This one comes down to the wire because I think, kind of going off what Kyle said, if I feel like 5 a.m. is more of a versatile song than Soul Food. The reason why I say that is because I feel like it's still like some touchy, deep, personal thing that he talks about within 5 a.m., but on a more um kind of like just chill, but same at the same time hype type beat. So I feel like it gives it more that versatile where if you want to just be chilling, listen to music, you can play this. If you in the car, you can play this. Um, if you stranded on the island, you can play this. So I gotta give it 5 a.m.
You gotta steal that from me.
I like it. I like it. I like it though. Bouncing Laura Willing. Come on now, Laura Willing, obviously. On this side, Under Pressure and All Right. I felt like this was super similar to 5 a.m. and Soul Food because Under Pressure and Soul Food were the most, in my opinion, story told songs on Under Pressure.
That's true.
And
That is very true.
yeah, so I think going back to the whole thing, like if you want a versatile song with still like some bars, but it's deep, but still you can still turn up to, All Right does that. So I think All Right just, I don't know, for me is more versatile than Under Pressure. Um, and then Ballin' and What's Up.
I feel
For
like
this
Kyrie
one,
Irving would be very pleased with this pick.
bro, I'm just I wasn't trying to be too biased in choosing this because you would have said, "Oh, man, the only reason why you chose All Right and was sucker, they had Big Sean in there, and we know how you look." I think Big Sean's verse in both of these was awesome, but I think going back to the whole nostalgia of balling for me does that, and it just I'm still rapping the entire thing from beginning to end on both of these, but balling just because it's a little bit older and it has just that nostalgia effect for me.
Mhm.
So the championship we have All Right and Laura Willing. Golly, and as you
Real
can
time.
see,
Real
I
time.
have no winner. So, like I said, you guys have seen this live and direct.
I think I know
Um,
what your pick's gonna be though. This is unprecedented. This has never happened on our podcast before.
you guys have seen this for the first time.
Real time.
But you
You're
guys won't
seeing
know until
Matt.
this commercial break. No, I'm playing.
You see,
I'm playing.
you're seeing Matt
Um,
live at work.
we got All Right and Laura Willie. Look, both of these songs are tremendous.
I know what you're picking.
In the blue corner, representing the incredible true story, we have Lord Willing.
Oh my
And in the
god.
red corner, representing Under Pressure, we have All Right. Look,
This man watches too much WWE.
I'm still struggling. That's why I'm stalling. Putting Kyle's rule into this one to help me out, to give me some assistance. If I was on an island, deserted by myself, had one song to choose, give me Laura Willing.
That's what yep. Bank it. I knew you were gonna choose that. I knew you were gonna choose that because I'm pretty sure that you told me in the past that Lord Willin might be your favorite Logic song, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know
I
for
did say that.
sure. I didn't
It's
know for sure.
I don't, bro. I don't know. One off. If you guys heard this song, Laura Willing, the beat is wavy. Like it puts you like into like this cosmic realm. But I don't know if when I like my first time listening to the Incredible True Story, the theme of this album already had like basically a little rundown for you guys that don't know. The Incredible True Story was considered a concept album, and a concept album pretty much means that you have songs on the album, but within the songs, it's a story being told. And um I remember when the album came out, Elijah talked about how that this album was he wanted it to be a cinematic audio experience, meaning obviously there isn't no visuals for this, but as you're listening, he wanted you to like paint a picture in your head as you whatever. And I think every kind of like the beats that were chosen for this project just made you feel like you were in space with the two characters, Kai and who was the other one? It was Kai and who was the other guy's name?
It was the main guy.
I forget, but it made you feel like you
along with
were you
Talia.
were you were with them. So that's my champion, Laura Willing, man. So
That's a vinyl. That is an album that I would certainly get on vinyl because
oh yeah,
as
most
as
definitely.
as kind of a side note, I've noticed over the years because I have my own record player. I'm actually looking at it over there right now, and I've noticed that music that's on vinyl just sounds better than just streaming your song on like
Yeah.
Spotify or SoundCloud or something like that. There's just something about the music that just sounds better. I'm not sure if it's like a psychological thing or not, or if it actually makes sense, but I would definitely get the Incredible True Story on vinyl. I might have to do that at some point in my life.
And not like
Classic album.
kind of going off of that, it's like not only for like audio purposes as well, but bro, the cover art,
Easily top 5 cover art
fire.
that I've ever seen in my life. It
Shout
is
out to Sam,
amazing.
shout out to Sam Spratt because that dude, I think he's done all of Logic's albums covers from Under Pressure up
But
until
he's done a damn good job at it too because his cover art is always magic.
dude.
Always.
Dude is crazy talented, but that was our Logic bracket. Um, this was probably the hardest one that we've done.
Mine too, I think.
Just because I think the song that we chose, like I said, we tried to hit every project. Obviously, not all of his mixtape, but we did include one of Young Sinatra. We did include that mixtape.
We did.
But after Young Sinatra, we included Under Pressure. We included Bobby Tarantino 1 and 2, Everybody, Incredible True Story, and did we do Confessions?
We did not do Confessions. We did include Wu-Tang off of Young Sinatra 4.
That's correct. Yeah, that's what I missed. Young Sinatra 4.
Yeah, which was
And
very good. There's a couple sneakily good songs off that album
it grew on
that
me.
did not make. Yeah, it did too because I'm not sure if Young Sinatra 4 would be in my top 2 or 3 for Logic albums, but it would certainly be like just outside of there. Like it is for any other artist, it would probably be one of their best works. But for Logic, it's different because
Yeah,
Logic is just on a different planet. But
those a dog.
uh,
Hey, and FYI, just to what I'm saying, a slight flex. I was on the album.
maybe. What song was that where he had where he had people call in
I think it was like the very first track.
the very first track?
I forgot
Yeah,
what it was called.
maybe.
Oh, it was called "Thank You," I think. Or my,
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that
I
at
could
some
have
point.
sworn that's bro. Bro, because I left. Bro, basically before the album came out, Logic had tweeted, "If you want to be on my next album, call this number and leave a message of why you appreciate my music or something." I left about 5 different. Now I wasn't go above 5 if
This
I'm
man's a
on.
creep.
You know what I'm saying? But I left 5, bro. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? So if you guys are curious, go ahead and check it out and let us know in the comment section if you think it was me or
All right. All right, moving on to our final segment. We're gonna do kind of a speed round here for Kid LAROI. So shout out Kid LAROI. If you guys have not listened to Kid LAROI's music, you definitely should. He came to fame because of his relationship with the late great Juice World, and you know, especially on this album, you can tell that Kid LAROI has definitely you know, kind of structured his sound around Juice World.
Yeah.
This kid is 17 years old from Australia. I believe he was born in Waterloo, Australia, if I'm not mistaken. And he's become a fan. I mean, he's become someone that is become kind of iconic, kind of among young rap fans.
Yeah.
He has messages for people that are going through tough times, whether it's losing someone, whether it's going through a breakup, whether it's going through kind of just tough times in general. He's someone that you can definitely listen to and just kind of vibe to and just know that you're not alone when you're kind of going through these struggles. So I got a lot of respect for Kid LAROI and what he's been able to accomplish, especially at such a young age. So
Yeah.
kind of go into the album. It's called F Love, but we're kind of gonna go through mostly the deluxe songs. F Love was released as a album with 15 songs on it back on July 24th, I want to say, of this year. That album was most famous for having the song "Go" on it, featuring Juice World. I listen to that song like at least a couple times every week. I love that song.
Fire.
But the deluxe songs that he added were I was pretty impressed by overall. So he added about 6 or 7 more songs on the deluxe piece. Um, so on the deluxe album, you'll see if you would go on Spotify, the lead track is called Pikachu, which was not on his original album. And that song is kind of a stray away from what his trademark sound is because it's kind of like a banger where you can listen to it, kind of like, turn up to it, have a good time to it. Um, so Pikachu is definitely a song that I would recommend if you want to, just kind of, work out or you're just kind of, trying to pump yourself up. So Pikachu is definitely a good song off the new deluxe album, but the rest of them are very sad. and, and normally I don't like sad music, but if it's the right kind of sad music, I can definitely vibe to it. So I think the song that I was most impressed by off the deluxe version was Always Do. Um, that's a song that I would definitely recommend listening to if you're kind of going through a breakup or if you're thinking about breaking up with your partner. That's a song that can, kind of help you through it. I also loved F You Goodbye featuring Machine Gun Kelly. I like the direction that Machine Gun Kelly's gone recently with kind of like his kind of like pop punk kind of side to him. But on F You Goodbye, it's a good flow for it's a good kind of flow for his vocal range.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. It's more fast paced than the average Kid LAROI song, but I would definitely recommend it. Um, the song "Tragic" featured NBA YoungBoy as well as Internet Money, the producer. Um, I liked the structure of the song, but I'm not the biggest NBA YoungBoy fan, so I feel like I should kind of recuse myself from doing a review for this song. But the production was solid. It was also very sad. It kind of had a sad message. But if you're a fan of NBA YoungBoy, definitely check it out. And then the last thing I'll probably say about it is the song "Feel Something." It was kind of like a very soft EDM kind of thing because Marshmello was on it. If you're a fan of Marshmello, I definitely check that out. But overall, the deluxe songs off the album were mostly kind of songs you listen to when you're kind of going through a rough time, um, and which might be pretty important right now because a lot of us are going through tough times during the COVID pandemic. So I thought if I had to grade it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 7 for the deluxe versions. There's a couple songs off the regular album that are classics, such as Not Fair and Go. And or I'm pretty sure So Done was a single that was released in between the two albums being released. But I got a lot of respect for Kid LAROI. He's brought out some good class, or some good songs. So um, that's my take on it.
No, yeah, I mean, just to piggyback, I think this kid is headed in the right direction. I don't know if you said or not, but he's how he got in with Juice is because they have the same manager or management. Um, that's
Mm-hmm.
that's how how Juice and Leroy got so close over the years. But yeah, one thing that I will say before I go into the songs is that you do hear a lot of Juice in them. And for me, I think the first time that I heard Byron was probably Diva featuring Lil Tecca. And the first thing that I said, like, this kid sounds like a young Post Malone. And the reason why I say that is because you know how Post Malone had he hits that note, but his voice is like kind of shaky, like the like kind of
Yeah,
like Leroy
I
does
can.
the same,
That's
like does the same thing.
very true.
So I'm pretty sure I think he said something about like that. He kind of he takes kind of some of the styles that he does from Leroy and Post Malone. So makes sense, but I mean it's working. It sounds good. Um but yeah, Pikachu I think is my favorite off of this deluxe version. The wordplay is crazy. I think it would be super fire if somewhere in the song he added a Pokemon sample or like something.
Oh yeah,
That'll be fire.
Pika.
Anyway, that'd be fire. The beat drop.
yeah.
And I remember like the more much I listened to it, I thought like the song is called Pikachu, but obviously, if you're a Pokemon fan, their theme is I choose you. And as he's rapping, the same syllable. Now, he doesn't say "I choose you" in the song, but the syllables in which he's rapping in uses like you can hear him, like you can hear the "I choose you" within what you hear like in the song. I thought that was like a dope way that he formatted it. I was also a fan of So Done, but So Done obviously came out before the deluxe version. Shout out to Cole Bennett for doing the music video for it. Um, that visual was cool. Um, my interpretation on it was different because I don't know if you guys are aware. Like I'm into like cinematography and editing and that type of stuff. So like Lyrical Lemonade has a channel that's designed for like behind the scenes. So I was watching the behind the scenes for this song, So Done. And um I thought that in the video, the whole theme of it is that Leroy gets his heart broken by this girl, and everywhere he goes, he sees the girl with her new boyfriend. It's driving him crazy, and it's making him sick. And he's saying that obviously like he's done and he doesn't want no more love and blah blah blah. And at the end, what Cole Bennett mentioned, which I find super interesting, is that um hopefully I'm not ruining it. If you guys want to see it before, pause the video and go over and watch it. But um, there's this scene where Leroy hops on an airplane, and literally in the seat behind him is his ex and this new guy, and they're making out. Um, After he hops off the plane, there's a shot where he's walking, and obviously, you know what I'm saying, rapping the song, but we see the plane fly above, and literally like the last probably like 20 seconds of the video, um, the plane crashes, and we see like this title on screen that says sometimes heartbreak can save your life. And what's crazy is that Cole Bennett was actually talking about how people on this team was telling him that they should probably take that out because it was a little probably I guess too graphic. At the last second, he kept it in there. And originally he was gonna, I guess they were like he was gonna take it out, and there's like the very last shot is Leroy at this diner. And he said that originally, I mean, yeah, originally that he's at the diner, and then the girl that he was with, she comes back in, and it kind of just like repeats itself. Um, so I don't know. I'm a sucker for like good music and a good visual. So um, I want to talk about that. Tragic was a good song. I'm not a NBA Young Boy fan, but it was interesting hearing those two on the same project. It wasn't a bad song. I liked it, um, but it was different. Always Do um, was good as well. Feel Something. I know it was featuring Marshmello, but it also was produced by Scott Storch. I don't know if you guys know who Scott Storch is, but um, he's a producer. So he also had to play a part on the song, which was it was. I wasn't too fond of it, but I like Marshmello because kind of adds this. Obviously, he's an EDM artist, but he adds like this trap, feel in his beat. So I like how he involved that with Leroy.
He's pretty
Um,
versatile too. He does country stuff
yeah,
too from time to
yeah,
time.
dude is fire.
Yeah.
Um, and then obviously the majority of the others. I mean, I really wasn't too fond of, but majority of songs we've already heard from the last project. I mean, from the one that came out in July. Um, we only got three new features. Um, and I thought it was decent. It wasn't. I feel like since he's just now coming up and this is his first like album, I kind of like how he doesn't have because it being your first album, you don't want to rely heavily on features because you're trying to show the world what you're about. And if you have an album full of features, well, we're not seeing what you're really about because you may have a song with an artist that's carrying. So um it's good to see him going in the right direction. Hopefully he keeps his head on straight. I like how like this too, it wasn't your typical F Love Deluxe, but instead of the change Deluxe, he changed it to Savage. I thought that was kind of clever to kind of switch things up. But this kid overall, man, is super talented. I'm a fan. He's unique. Um, I think he can sing and rap. Um, and yeah, I mean, like I said, I think he has a bright future ahead of him. And I was if I had to rate the album, I'd probably give it a combining the original with the deluxe, I'd probably give it a 8 out of 10.
Eight.
Just because like some of something he was saying hit personal for me. Um, and yeah, I think everybody can find something that I'm saying that he says that they can agree on or relate to. So
Definitely.
yeah, man, Kid LAROI.
All right. Well, you heard it here. Kid LAROI, F Love Deluxe came out a couple days ago, but most of the album's been out since July, so make sure to give that album a listen. Shout out Kid LAROI. And that concludes the 4th episode of our podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. We talked about COVID and how it relates to college sports. We talked about logic in our bracket, and we did Kid LAROI. So, any final comments?
Man, it's been a long time. It feels like we were doing this in forever. We're sorry about that. We just our lives have been
Yeah, we
busy.
get busy.
So
We
um,
will have guests on soon as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
We will have guests on to kind of give their thoughts on certain things we want to talk about. So
definitely. Be aware of that. So it's coming soon.
we'll be doing that for sure. All right. With that, we are Area 11. We echo the culture, and hope you guys have a good day or a good night if you're watching this somewhere.
All right, guys. Peace out. We'll see you guys soon.
All right. Peace.